The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
If you're building or buying or selling a home, the Real Estate Crew's got news for you at the Real Estate House Party.
With attorney Rick Carter,
Real Estate House Party.
paralegal Kathy Holtshouser,
Real Estate House Party. Come in, have fun.
and comedian Tony V. Now, here's real estate attorney Rick Carter.
Welcome and thanks for joining us here on the Real Estate House Party. And we are so honored to have as our fourth host today, Brad Mastrangelo.
Yes.
Honored.
This is so nice.
He's the best.
He's the
He
best.
is
He's the
best.
Best.
We always say that with our guests, but this time we mean it.
I know that.
Yeah.
This time
The
it's
others-
special.
Yeah.
It's different. It
You
feels
are
different.
very
Brad-
special,
yeah.
Brad.
Brad is very special.
Very
With that.
special. I had that bus that I took that was special.
And I'm probably going to just sit over here and smoke this brick of cigars that Rick gave me, and you guys can have your show.
You're not even going to break them up individually.
No,
You're
I'm
just
just
going to put
gonna-
like...
I'm just gonna light them all.
Looks like you got those
Like
at
a
Costco.
brick, yeah.
That's how they would sell cigars at
No,
Costco.
it even
Thank
looks
you.
worse than Costco. They don't even have like any labeling.
No,
on
That's
it.
how you know they're good.
Yeah.
Where'd you get them?
I got them from my friend George Ravanis, who owns Frank's Steakhouse.
Oh,
In Cambridge,
In
lovely
Cambridge.
place.
It's a great
yeah.
spot. A lot of the
Not an
comedians go
official
to-
sponsor.
Not a.
Not unless he wants to give us some money,
Yeah.
Georgie.
Or at least
Yeah.
an appetite.
I think I'd take a
Something.
steak.
Sure.
Oh.
Tomahawk.
A tomahawk.
He sells the tomahawks.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much are they?
Price of those cigars.
Have you ever paid for a meal when you went to a Carter Law Office event? Is that what you're worried about?
No. I was just wondering because there's a place, at Tuscan that the
Oh, yeah.
tomahawk is like $165.
That's a
Oh,
good tomahawk.
Wow, that's a good. George is
Do you get
a
to
lot.
throw it at someone else?
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what the appeal is.
It's multi-faceted what you can do with that tomahawk.
It's
there.
because you want to feel like the Flintstones.
That's
so
a good
it's like,
yes.
exactly
it's like
what it is.
calamari, $18.99.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you that because I'm surprised we're already off track here. But
Really?
do you feel like it tastes better when you pay more for it?
I'm not
just-
paying
I'm
that.
just wondering. No,
No.
still don't feel good.
Tastes bitter
Right.
to me.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
bitter.
yeah, bitter pill.
Plus, I'm not paying for it.
Yeah.
Someone buys it for me. It's the
Yeah,
best I ever had.
I don't know if I ever told you this story, but on one of my anniversaries, we were eating, my wife and I were eating at a very fancy restaurant, and she ordered a $75 bowl of pasta. No. It was some kind of truffle.
Oh, the truffle is really expensive.
something
yeah.
like that. It was $75 for a bowl.
For a truffle?
It's her
For pasta.
anniversary,
And
so
fine.
quiet
Would-
down over
no,
there.
it's fine. And I had no problem with it. No, you're missing the story. I'm not. So I say to her afterwards, how was it? She goes, yeah, okay. I go, look, if you get a $75
You better tell me it
bowl of
was
pasta,
sensational.
it should be the best bowl of pasta that's
should
ever
be.
been made. You
I'm
know,
with
it
you.
should come
Wow.
out on a velvet pillow.
Yep.
Right.
There should be
Right. With a
cherubs
parade
singing
following
behind
it.
it.
She
Yeah.
parade clowns
Yeah,
and
yeah,
bring it
yeah.
out to you for $75.
It shouldn't be like, yeah, is that right?
Okay. Your
Not
lovely
what-
wife should have lied to you.
Yeah,
At least
yeah.
that was the best
Yeah,
thing I ever
that's
had.
how much you know we're in love. She could tell me the truth,
Yeah.
and I didn't throw the rest of it on the
You
wall.
weren't really expecting the truth, huh? You wanted
No.
to, yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
do you? Let me ask you this: you were married a long time.
Yeah,
like me.
long time.
We were both at that point. I'm sure.
Yeah.
At dinner, I asked her if I liked that. At that point in my relationship,
Do I eat this?
Do I like that? And then she'll pick something I'm allergic to. No, but you love that.
Right.
That's what you love.
Right.
At least she told you
Yeah.
Right.
So, man,
what you were going to be eating.
Aren't you so lucky?
Yeah.
I'm very.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. No. My wife will often order something that I like because she knows I'm going to eat
gonna eat
half
anyway,
of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, that's when you know it's a good solid
Right.
relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As doesn't Artie tell that joke? He would stab his wife.
Yeah.
Tries to take something.
You wanted the pasta surprise.
yeah, right. It is a
Surprise.
surprise.
It sucked.
That's when
But
you
he's
know
in love, though.
He's in love.
He's in love.
Right.
Yeah.
And they've been married for a while.
Long time.
Long
Yeah.
You know, and
Are you sure he's in love?
he seems to be.
He says, I got to get out of the house. I'm
Yeah, he
so
says-
bored.
Yeah, I know. And
That's
sometimes
code word.
I
though.
think
It's a code
after
word.
I think
word
after
for
a long
what?
time together, you stop being in love and you're being tolerant.
Tolerant.
Although sometimes he does say he's down in the basement making a coffin for her.
Right.
So, but
Well, he's down in the basement a lot. I'm
I know,
surprised we didn't
I know.
get another grab bag
I know.
from him.
Brad, he's been coming in with grab bags
Has
for
he?
us.
And he says, I have a present for you. And it's all wrapped up.
Yeah.
And you open it up, and it's shit from his basement.
Yeah.
It's time.
that he wants to get rid of.
Intervention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's time for an intervention. Yeah.
Like it's like a calculator.
We're on
A
yeah, it's
like a
we're on
solar
American
calculator,
pickers.
like from the 1960s.
Yeah.
I got a can of mace.
Yeah.
I think he retired early. I think maybe it wasn't his time.
No, I know. He's definitely not ready for
Maybe.
it.
Yep.
So
What do we got?
We got a lot of real
All right,
estate.
so
to
Rick
go.
wants us
Before
to
we
stay.
start, can I ask you a real estate question?
Absolutely.
It just came to me driving in today. You can buy the mobile home sales up there.
Yeah.
Bunch of mobile-
Yeah.
If I was to walk in and want to buy a mobile home, could I say I'd like to see it on this parcel of land? Can we have it delivered there?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Could
You
you
wanna
have to
try it
buy it
out?
right there? Yes. Could you
Yeah,
try
yeah,
out a
no,
mobile
that's good.
home?
That's
my
right.
question to you people.
Yeah.
No, probably not.
No?
No.
All right.
That's why it has wheels. You take
do it yourself.
So
do
you
it
can pretty
yourself.
much
Do it
live
yourself.
anywhere you want.
Anywhere
One
you
day in
want.
Lexington, one day in
Yeah,
Salem.
sure.
Okay.
Maybe what
I
they
don't
could,
think Lexington's going to let you in with that mobile home.
That's a good point. Yeah.
maybe they could do it virtually though,
that
great
that would
idea.
be good. Yeah.
because we see virtual rooms now that.
Yeah, so you show them a plot of land, and they
And then
can
just
plop
plug
your
that
beautiful
on.
mobile
Yeah.
home
There you go.
on the lot.
Yep.
That's why you're the professionals.
I know. And then you put in different people that you'd like to live with you at that mobile home because it's all virtual.
Oh, that's good too.
Yeah. The neighbors.
Where
you know.
criminals could break in, we need more security.
Yeah.
That's a
yeah.
great idea.
Yeah, exactly. We're
Oh, thank
thinking
God
ahead.
we're here.
We could probably
Did
wrap.
you get all your questions answered?
Yeah, we have.
Yes,
all-
I did.
Good,
Yeah,
good, good, good.
Yeah, we're all good.
Any other tip? I heard this one tip and it has nothing to do with today's show.
All right, Mr. Please stay on track and don't take this podcast off track.
I know, but we're already off track. So I heard this today. If one thing you shouldn't do, because here's what's going on. A seller says, all right, we're closing on the 14th, 15th of the month. I'm not going to make my mortgage payment. And then the closing gets delayed to like the end of the month.
Yeah.
Now, they're not going to have a payoff sent to their lender until the following month. And one of the worst things you can do as anyone who wants to borrow money down the road is have a 30-day late.
Right. But the other point to your story is that if you're closing on the 14th or your 15th, I can think of 10 reasons right this minute why that payoff is not getting to that lender on the 15th.
Right.
So you're gonna owe more money.
You're going to owe more money.
And a late charge.
And a late
charge. And the 30-day one, they said that could knock about 100 points off your credit score.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, a late charge, I think,
And-
does some serious damage too.
We'd have to check on that. Is it 15 or 30 days? A lot of banks
No,
say.
no.
I think I asked this question.
Right, and it
once.
was 30 days.
Yes.
30
If you-
days late, but a late charge goes on your credit report.
But I think they get so many of those, they don't even bother. I don't know.
Yeah, I
don't
don't
quote us on that one.
I got a car loan.
Yeah.
I lost like 30 points on my.
Because you were late on a mortgage?
No, because I actually asked for a car loan.
Oh, yeah.
And they took 30 points off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you sold it?
I'm going to sell it.
You get
then you
six
get-
up points.
you get 60
You
points.
get 60
Yeah,
back.
it's double.
Yeah. You get the 30.
so
you
I'm just
lose.
going to go sell it.
Just sell it.
Yeah.
You'll be ahead of the game.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going
Attach it to Brad's trailer. Yeah. Then you guys can go wherever you
I
want.
can't see a problem with any of this.
And with the extra money you make from the sale, you just get a bus pass.
Right.
Yeah. There you go.
Right.
It comes full circle.
Or I'll call Rick Carter.
Now, you're never going to get a mail at your mobile home, so you don't have to pay a mortgage, right? If you don't get the mail.
Good point, Rick.
Yeah, you get a post office box and drive to the post office.
Oh,
And what
good.
happens-
All right.
Pull up in your house.
What happens when the mortgage company calls and says,
I don't live there anymore. That's what you say.
no, but
I used to live there. Now I don't live there. I live about 100 yards down the road now.
And then you can show them another virtual
Yeah.
second home.
This
Yeah,
is
but
where
what
I
did they
used to
say,
live.
Mr. V?
Yes.
You did not. I did not receive your mortgage payment. Your last
Your last
mortgage. Oh, yes, you did. Come on, Tony.
God.
Brad came up with those if we're going to steal people's lines.
Well, let's not.
Okay. All right.
Sometimes we do
I
it
know.
better than you guys because you don't even remember the damn line.
That's a good point.
So many lines. We're going to. I think it was Don Gavin. Wasn't he Don Gavin here? And I had to start the joke.
And then I had to end them.
Am I right? Are we right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was a rough day.
Happens.
As we
remember,
say,
this is-
Tony, special.
Special
And
people. We know
at
a
the
lot
very
of
end we
special
say, and
people.
Donnie, now this is what you say. That went on for-
He was in no mood.
We're not exaggerating at all
No,
on that
no,
one.
no.
Yeah.
No.
So today we're going to talk about why we need a buyer's agent. Why did it make sense to have a buyer's agent?
Why do you need a buyer's agent?
Thank you.
You're not going to have that question
Thank you, Brad.
answered.
I had
Well,
a buyer's agent
well-
when I bought my house, but I forget why.
All right. Well,
Because you were told you needed one.
If this show was here back then, I would.
it would have been
solidified.
automatic.
Yeah.
So, seller has their own
I
agent.
can't with you, Brad.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah.
Seller has their own agent. Why don't you have a buyer have their own counterpart?
So the weird part of a
Sure.
buyer's agent is you do not pay. A buyer does not pay the buyer's
For
agent.
now.
Well, right. So
For now.
right now in this
Trigger
scenario,
warning. There's a lot of stuff going on as far as buyers
and we can
commissions,
we
so.
can go off on
That'll
another
be a whole
tangent,
nother show.
but I'm not allowed to tangent today.
Yeah, too
So,
late.
but the thing is, the seller pays the full commission, and it's split however they have
By the
nego-
buyer's
By the
agent
buyers?
and the seller's agent.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's
Right.
seller's money.
Right.
It's not the buyer's money.
Right.
But
And
some-
it's also in case you get in a fight, then those two can.
Right.
Yeah,
Those
exactly.
two can have the fight.
So why wouldn't you have a buyer's agent right
if
now?
it's not costing you
right.
anything.
Right.
So I'm guessing buyer's agents are pushing back against that.
No, buyer's agents like that, but sellers are now pushing
so
back.
why
and
am I
say,
paying
why am
that
I
Two
paying?
down?
people.
Right.
Why am I paying a buyer's
The
agent?
problem
Right.
with what's coming down the pike is that they want the buyer to pay the buyer's agent,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But the amount of money that the buyers have invested in this deal, they have a deposit. You know what I mean? They're paying tons of closing costs and whatever. And
payments
that
and-
would just be problematic for first-time buyers,
Cost prohibitive.
and it would be problematic for people that are just there,
Yeah.
just there for their.
Yeah, because you can no longer put that money into the mortgage, right? Right.
It's got to go to the buyer's
So
agent.
you
gotta
either
go to the buyer's agent.
take that money off what you can afford
Right.
for a home. It's just it's a
And how
trickle
much
down.
would it be?
Well, 2%, 2.5%.
And if you're buying an $800,000 house,
That's
do the math.
significant.
Yeah.
I don't want to do the math,
Yeah.
but
No.
it seems like a lot of money.
trust
No, Rick
you
can
on
do
that,
it. Rick does math.
Why have
don't.
an agent at all?
What's that?
Why have an agent?
Oh, all right. Then we're gonna go there. Let's do it.
Explore your own creativity. Just go into a house and say,
You
I'll
want
give you
this
this
house?
much.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm giving you. And you're going to sell it to me.
You want this house?
Where's your agent? Could be in my trunk. I have no idea. Just saying.
So the biggest, I think, this might not be on your list, but the biggest.
Brad's wasn't on my list.
I'm supposed to be keeping this show on track.
Yeah,
so
that's my fault.
So,
one of
so,
the-
so far,
my-
you're not doing a great job. You're not really on. No, go ahead.
I think
Go ahead.
she is.
All right. Oh, thank you, Brad.
Thank you, Brad. So my biggest thing about having a buyer's agent is, like, you're driving down the street, right, and people are honking at you, sticking their finger up at you. Like, nobody's being reasonable and rational in life right now.
Right.
It's true. Yep.
So why would you put a buyer by themselves into the market and have to deal with a seller who's maybe
Got an
just
agent.
as
Right.
yeah, or just as ornery as the
You
buyer,
are,
and
right.
you understand
Everything's
that's
contentious.
going to go
Right.
downhill very quickly.
Right.
Well, why would you put it in Tony's arena? He wants to throw all the buyers in at once and just let them.
Yeah, fight it out.
Cage
Oh,
fight
okay.
everyone out
So
of it.
Yeah.
okay, Mister, keep the
You said it.
show
You
on
said it.
track.
Yeah, I'm just
So the
saying.
point is, like, a buyer's agent, very professional, right? Deals with the seller's agent, also very professional, and they can kind of settle down their clients or
Right.
Well, the problem is. Go ahead. No, go
Tell
ahead.
them what reasonable expectations are.
without a doubt,
Oh, yeah.
set
Right.
the
Yeah, yeah.
expectation.
Right, right. You're asking
yeah.
too much, or you're not going to get this, or you're going
Communication.
to get that. Right.
Take the buyer's agent and the seller's agent take the emotion out of the transaction,
Right.
and I think that's not their biggest role, but as a buyer's agent, I do think it's one of their bigger roles.
I got the answer.
Go ahead.
You get a husband and wife team. One's the buyer's agent and one's the seller's
That's not
agent.
going to work.
It's
No,
perfect.
I like it.
They're
No.
already getting in beefs anyway.
Anyway.
They might as well.
They're
let
good. They're professional
They're
beefers at
professional.
this point.
Yeah, yeah. They know how to deal with each other.
Yeah.
Imagine if they mask everything into that agreement between.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And then one will always end up by saying, "My mother's moving in with us."
Right. That's it. You can have whatever you
that
want.
is-
Set
Right.
match right there.
Is that the Trump
Game
card?
set. Yeah.
That's a trump card.
Yeah.
But both of you agents can now leave. We're done.
We're fine.
We're done
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
All right, so you hit on a few. So you got to keep the emotion out of it.
Yeah.
Whereas I think all buyers are buying through emotion as opposed to logic.
And some
Is that right?
sellers are selling through an emotion too.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, there is so much emotion into a house transaction that's why you need the professionals, right? Because
Right.
you can talk a buyer out of the tree, or we have situations that come up every
Unless
single
it's a tree
day.
house that you're selling.
Right, and then they can stay in the tree.
Is it a mobile tree house?
No, that's
Mini
gonna have to-
Cooper.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, little one.
But the thing,
I think the car companies understand this emotional part where
Yeah.
you only buy through. You seen car commercials lately?
Every other commercial is a car commercial.
I mean, aliens are chasing people.
Yeah.
In their
is it
car.
a safety thing?
Yeah. They want you
I don't
to
know what-
project that you're safe in your car.
Right.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
For when it hits
I don't
the
think
fan.
I'm safe on 93 South.
No.
Ever.
There's a commercial out there where this guy's buying a truck. He goes to a dealership, brings his son, and the son goes into the cabin, and he starts playing with the car in the cabin of the truck, and looks at his dad, glowing about the truck, and the dad looks back and says, "Yeah, this is the one." And next scene, the guy's buying the car. So that's what it took
It's very unrealistic.
to buy the house.
You ever go to buy a car with your father, Tony? First of all, we never had a new car.
No.
Neither do we.
So that whole concept is probably not.
For television it works, but not for real life.
That's my point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no.
You buy the cheapest car in the lot, honey.
Either one there with 3 wheels, that'll be perfect.
But I guess my point is none of this is based on, don't you want to know what
No,
the
they're
price of the car is,
no.
the safety?
No, they're selling the emotion.
Right,
Of
exactly.
course.
So there you go. So there's
But houses aren't sold the same way. It's not.
I actually think that they might be.
like a
you drive
stage
by-
house.
Yeah, but you don't see commercials for houses being sold.
But it's online. Like
Right.
if you're looking in North Reading or Reading.
Right.
And now they have a beautiful swimming pool in the back with a hot tub and a cabana. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's an emotion, right?
Well, like a stage house.
Right. Oh my God.
What's a stage house?
It's a house that's put together like for a fake family.
Right.
Right.
Like the perfect furniture, perfect
Everything's
decoration.
neutral.
Right.
Yeah. You go to the house, the open house, and it's not the house.
Right.
It's a different house.
It's a different
So
house.
where's the house? Oh, we just made that. Yeah.
But the thing is, you can
Well, you're not buying
duplicate
that house.
You can duplicate that as a buyer. You can duplicate what they did and get ideas, or if
Right.
it's a funny shaped
Yeah,
room.
but
or,
the point of a stage house, you want it completely neutral, I imagine, right? So you can
I
envision
would think-
yourself living there
Yeah.
as opposed to the sellers owning that house.
Why don't we take that truck scenario and just move it to a house? You
Okay.
get your 4 snotty-nosed kids,
Right.
And you let them run rampant in the house.
And if they like the
and
house,
if they like the house,
buying
nothing
it.
breaks. You
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
okay, I'm fine.
or they can play on the neighbor's swing set.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you do that? This is the house.
Bring
for
their
us.
dog with the neighbor's
Right.
lawn, crap on the lawn.
Right.
Do the whole thing.
Because
It's
right, because honestly, that commercial will end with this, the homeowner in the door going, "Hey, you forgot your kids."
Oh, no, we
No,
didn't.
no,
Oh, we did it. That's the down payment.
No, I'm getting in this mobile home. Good luck finding me.
No, we didn't forget them at all.
No.
Yeah, but what about this? With some people, you guys know better, that the houses are going for so much. Like, can a realtor, shouldn't they say, "Look, I think you're a little high"? But are they afraid to say that? To
No,
people?
they
should. But sometimes people just don't
that's
care,
a good point.
right? And they'll
they
go,
might
"No, I'm
say
selling
this
for that."
isn't worth that price.
So listen, this is
A
what
good
a
agent would say that.
Yeah, I would hope so.
This is how I think of real estate. Your house is only worth what
Someone
someone's
will pay.
willing to
Yeah.
pay for it.
Exactly.
So, and that kind of puts it back in a situation, right?
Yeah, but
if
no-
everybody's buying $1 million houses because
Right.
that's all that's out there or
Right.
whatever. But but to your point, the buyer agent and the seller agent get together. But someone
right.
could think that house was overpriced.
Right.
But the buyer agent might say, "Well, you're paying $950 for this. We just sold one last week. It was $875. Let's
Yeah.
look a little further.
Right.
Right.
Let's look a little
because
further."
now nowadays, especially if a house is on for a long time, it's probably too high. Am I right? I don't know. I mean, because
Right,
they're going so
right.
fast.
Yeah.
Or there's something
Right.
wrong
Oh,
with
there's
it.
something wrong.
Right.
Oh, they left the kids behind.
Oh, they left the kids in there.
Yeah.
Although
They
that's
have too
another
many
great
kids in
reason
the
to have a
house.
buyer's agent, because I think the longer a house is on the market, you might not be paying full value. You know,
Of course
if it's
not.
on for a day,
Well,
it's
it depends
different
on the
than
seller motivation, right?
Yeah,
Right.
right. But if, as opposed to being on for 260 days,
Yeah.
you might be able to work with that a little
Somebody's
bit.
I want $1.5 million, but it's the garage. That's all we're selling.
That's it.
Really look at the whole picture. It's not even a house.
But there's running water.
On Sunday.
When it rains. Yes.
And we're expecting a lot of rain.
Get your buckets out.
I mean, it's not going to rain that much around here, so we should be fine. But all right, back to your point.
I'm thinking of houses in the Caribbean where I just was. A good storm, and there's a whole bunch of open houses.
Yeah.
They don't know what happened. People are traipsing through the house, and we're not selling. We thought you were.
There's no roofs
So
at
it
all.
depends where you live, I think, is what I'm trying to say.
Sure.
So that's how you define an open house.
Open house,
The
yeah.
roof has been blown
Roof
away.
has been blown right off.
You know, a good rogue wave, you can go through 3 or 4 houses
is.
at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right through the
Oh, that's
door,
not a
the
bad
window.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
surfing through a house. Sure.
That's called a weekend special.
Yeah. It was just a thing online, to get off track a little bit, but I did the shows in Kwajalein in the Marshall Islands.
Yeah.
Oh.
And one of the clubs we worked got swamped by a rogue wave.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you can see it online. Like it comes in and there's like a foot of water and people going, oh my. And then a wave comes in and like cleans the whole thing out.
What happened to your show?
No, I was there years ago, but I had worked in this club.
You know, Tony would keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was
He's a
wondering.
professional.
I was wondering up there. Maybe it happens all the time, and everyone just sat back
No,
and
this
had
is
a
the
drink.
first time in a long time. They had to evacuate the whole island.
Wow.
Yeah.
That club had a 2 raincoat minimum.
Everybody watched the show in their boats.
Yeah. Or their mobile homes, so they can get the hell out.
They
Yeah.
weren't mobile to
They weren't
begin
mobile.
with.
Yes, true. They were after the
Same with
storm.
their homes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now they're boathouses, right?
Yeah.
So, all right. So, emotion, staged house. You got to counsel a buyer on that a little bit.
Yep.
Saying, listen, there might be a little bit more perceived value on this as opposed to actual value.
Right.
Right.
Because of the way they made it look, right?
The way they made it look, and then they're going to be competing.
Except I do think a staged house, I'm not going to go crazy with this because this is my favorite subject, does sell better.
Of course it sells better.
Sells,
We've done shows on that.
Right.
but
Yeah.
but like when you like are online and you're looking at a unmade bed in the
Yeah.
second bedroom
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
even like small staged houses,
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
make the bed, get rid of the clean the sink, get rid of the
Right.
dishes, like presentable. Like if you taking pictures and the pictures are crooked, like the rugs
No,
are
you want it
crooked
done
and,
It's a bad
professionally.
impression.
and
Yeah.
there's shoes all over the mudroom.
No.
But
Jeez,
people
Kathy,
do that,
no.
right?
Yeah.
Rick, people do that.
Yeah.
People
Oh, yeah.
sell houses.
And I suggest having a butler in the staged house.
Yeah.
No, yeah. That's what I mean.
Just saying. That
Yeah.
would go.
Yeah.
How could I help you?
Exactly. Yeah. Now we know.
Can I
We know that the butler's not going to be there when you get there, but they don't know that. They're, like you say, back to emotion.
Yeah.
My daughter found some old pictures of when we sold our 2 houses ago. I don't know how she found it, but so she's showing me all the pictures. And one of the bedroom pictures, my son was actually my middle son, who was very stubborn, was in the picture. He was hiding under the sheet, the covers.
We talk about people like you.
I know. I didn't know it was really us doing it, but it's so funny. He's hiding under the sheet.
We
and they're
literally
trying
talk
to,
about people like you.
kept saying, you might want to leave. No. So they kind of had to angle it so they could only sell part of the
By the way, we'll drop $100,000 if you take the kids.
There it
There
is.
you go.
There it
There
is.
you
Again,
go.
emotion.
Emotion. All right. So the other thing a buyer's agent's really good at is kind of like mapping out what's going on. They'll talk
Yeah.
about like a wish list and a budget. Asking you, what do you want to see in a house? What do you have to have? What can you live without?
Right.
So you need that kind of
Coach. He or she is a coach.
Right.
Is that a relatively new thing, buyer's agents? Or they've been around a long time?
No,
No,
but they're becoming a lot more
A lot more.
specialized.
A lot more important to the
integral
buyers.
to it. Right. You didn't have a wish list when you bought a house?
just to afford it.
Yeah, I
Pretty
think
well,
that's
pretty
job
easy
one.
back then,
Yeah.
you know?
Well,
Yeah.
that's the other thing. They'll go over your budget too, because a lot of people don't come up with a budget. They
Right,
just think,
right.
I want to buy a house.
Right.
Well, how much is your mortgage? I don't know.
It's funny when you think back what you paid and what they.
Oh,
now.
my
I
goodness.
never.
I know.
In a million years.
I know. My mother bought her house in
You know,
Reading for
my
$25,000.
neighborhood, there's still a lot of discrepancy in pricing.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I went on Zillow just,
What
which is
Zillow's
dubious. They're like
is,
30% off anyway.
30% right, 80% of the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But there was one house on my street that was listed for like $4 million, and then there was a condo listed for like 1.6.
Wow.
And then something in the so
That
I
is
don't
crazy.
know. It's nuts.
Yeah, that is.
Well, the other problem with Zillow is they might not. You may have renovated 3 bathrooms,
Right.
in your, in your house, and Zillow doesn't have. They only have records up to like the last sale
Right.
of the house. Is that correct?
Right.
Right. So
Yeah.
Zillow doesn't
Yeah.
have accurate information
Yeah.
about your particular house.
Part of the I think problem with my house is every picture of it has me sitting on the stoop smoking a cigar
Right.
with a gnome giving Billy Joel the finger. You know what I mean? So that's a
It-
very
it could be
specialized.
very marketable.
That's a very
Right, I was
specialized market.
And you were
It
worried
takes a
about my
special-
son in a bed on the covers with that going
I'm
on?
more worried
Were
about
you wearing
I'm
clothes?
more worried about you getting through all of those.
Oh, we don't have a prayer.
Right.
So, all right.
What's next?
And you can't blame it on me this time.
I know.
That's why we're here.
The other thing too is there's a point for our buyer agents. And this is a good expression. Don't be the source. You got to be the source to the source.
Right.
So in other words,
Right.
Wait,
Yeah,
please
go that
explain
again,
that.
slow.
Yeah, there was a
That's
lot of
way-
source.
lot of
that's
source
There was a
way-
lot of source in there.
That's way too high
Yeah,
for
yeah.
that.
What do you think I am, a sorcerer? What's wrong with you? You know me for years.
Wow. that word source was thrown in there
Very
several
all right,
times.
let's back up. So
Go
you
ahead.
want to be the source to the source. So, in other words, if you say, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer Agent, is this a 2-family? You shouldn't be saying that. You should say you got to go down to the town hall.
It's being marketed as a 2-family, but we
But you
probably
should-
We
need to
don't
look
know.
into
We
it more.
highly suggest
Right.
you go down to the town hall and ask them.
Right.
Oh, I see.
So you source to the source as opposed to the agent saying, "Oh yeah, it's definitely a 2-family."
Rather
Right.
than say something like, I would go for 3 families?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
Just make up a number.
How big is your family?
Oh, another one would
These are
be
questions need to be asked.
That's
Yeah.
right, Tony.
Right.
another one would be like, how do you think the furnace looks? Oh, good.
Yeah.
You don't know anything
You don't
about
know.
that.
You got to get a furnace guy in there to
Right.
check it out.
Oh, we could go on and on.
Right.
Do I have to pay taxes on this year as
Nope.
a seller?
Nope.
No.
No, not if you get mailed it next year. Remember we
We
had that
got
agent.
that phone call.
Yeah.
from
No, they were right in front of me. I saw
No,
it
but
first.
but then they called us, remember? And they said
Yeah.
if you
Did that agent really tell me the correct information? So let me
we're
back up.
still
and I'll-
laughing.
So what happened? We closed it December 28th of 1 year.
Yeah.
But the agent told the seller, "Don't worry about that, because they're probably going to not mail you the forms till next year
if you
in January."
cash it in
So
January.
then-
January.
so then
you'll
it'll be
all
the
right.
following year.
You'll have a whole year to catch up.
Catch up, yeah.
And I'm not sure if that's.
I don't think
IRS.
that.
I don't think
in that case,
I don't think
in that
that's a
case,
good
they
thing.
weren't the source to the source.
No.
Right.
Does that make sense
Right.
now?
They were
They were being the source. So
they were a liar to the
They were in cahoots.
yeah.
something.
With the
They just-
source.
So yeah, we don't want them giving legal advice, tax advice. You
Yeah.
shouldn't say, don't get an owner's title insurance policy.
Right.
We talked about this a million times, but
But
that buyer's down the road going to be selling.
And they're going to say they told me not to
Not
get
to
the
get
owner's
together.
title
Right.
or they told me not to get a home inspection.
Who's
so-
they? There's the question.
That's
Source.
the question.
I want to know the they.
My mother
the
always
buyer.
wanted to know
Yeah,
that question.
the they.
Answer
Who
to that
are
question.
they?
Who's
Yeah.
they?
And
I
why-
said they're all going. They all get to stay out till 11.
Right.
Well, who is they?
Who's they?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Did you have an answer for her?
No.
Of course
I
not.
had a friend named They. So
That would yeah.
never had a problem.
Well, with the pronouns.
Now you don't know who they
Pronouns.
is.
You don't know nothing. And I don't even want to say I love
right.
everybody.
Buddy, right.
I love
Sure.
like I said on stage, it came up the other day, and I says, I love everybody. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
sure. I says, even the translucent people, I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
those
yeah.
people.
Everybody.
I mean,
What
I can
what's
see
the
right
trans-
through them, but I love those people too.
People.
Who are the translucent people?
Trans, I thought it was translucent. I don't know.
Translution.
I don't know.
can't
I'm the
hear it.
source. I got it from a source.
No, but
Yeah, the source of the source.
it is a source
is tough.
of
Yeah,
confusion.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Right. Well,
But
who-
so then when my
who are
mother
they?
asks me who
Right.
they is, I
Right.
could say Gail.
Right.
Instead of
Right.
me making it seem
Right.
like 100 people got to stay
right.
out late. Right.
Who are they? How many of them? Just one.
Just one.
Just
But
the
they're,
one.
they're big.
So is it really a they?
It's a they. Yeah.
Them, they, it.
Yeah. And it's
Row
fine.
remains they.
Everybody
everybody's
gets to do what they want.
Right.
Everybody has
Yes.
a
And
voice.
so do we. And that's the beauty
If you
of
want to
this.
call the front door, the back door, the back door, the front door, go right ahead. There's not a
We're
problem.
open-minded.
I'm not big on the back door. Just
That's you.
That's me.
That's you, and
That's
you're
me.
entitled to
That's
that. You're entitled
me.
to that. Nor am I.
No.
Okay,
At
we're
this
going to leave
point in
this
my
one
life,
alone.
I'd take any door. How's
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Is that better?
I'll take a window. I'll take anything.
We're wrapping
Okay, I'm
this up.
sorry.
We better wrap
We went
it
out
up,
of control.
and we'll
Before.
and next week maybe we better get
A
Brad
crawl
back.
space. I'll take a crawl
crawl
space
space.
at this point. I don't.
You'll take a tunnel. They'll take a tunnel all over the house.
Oh, we could go there. No, okay. It's time. We're done. We're over. We're.
Thanks for joining us here on the Real Estate House Party. We might have to have Brad Mastrangelo back because we got 4 of the 32 that we're shooting to get done.
Oh,
That's a record.
That's a record.
Four,
Record.
that's
total
not going to get you in the
record.
major leagues. 4 out of 32.
Kathy Holtshouser, Tony V, Brad Mastrangelo, this is Ricardo. See you next week on the Real Estate House Party.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.